They killed one human. Earth's response shocked the galaxy. The galaxy was still reeling from the destruction of the 79th Fleet. It had been the most powerful fleet ever assembled by the Combine. And for what? To punish the humans of Earth for killing one of their own kind. The entire galaxy was shaking its head at the sheer insanity of the Combine right now. But even so, there were still many who thought that the response would be equally insane. The combined fleet was large and powerful, and it was led by Grand Admiral Thrawn with his personal honor guard of Death Troopers, and Darth Vader himself by his side. Many expected an invasion force of equal size to follow behind them, but they never came. Instead, the Combine only ever sent out to boarding parties, each of about a dozen men strong, and both times they met with swift retaliation from the UNSC. The first party arrived at the human colony of Harvest and killed Governor Alaric Ford in cold blood. The second arrived at the orbital station and executed Ambassador Del Rio and several other diplomats. Now, these weren't just any humans. Both Ford and Del Rio were leading figures in the human resistance against the Covenant, not to mention two of humanity's most respected diplomats. That meant that the killings were seen as a violation of international law, which was supposed to be the last thing the Combine wanted. As far as everyone knew, the reason the Combine invaded in the first place was because the humans killed one of their own, thus violating their sacred tenet of non-interference. So why did they violate that same tenet now by sending these murder squads? The answer hit humanity like a freight train when the boarding parties left. The Combine didn't stick around to gloat or collect any intelligence. They left immediately, as if the killings themselves were all that mattered. That told humanity everything they needed to know. The Combine wasn't looking for a fight. They just wanted to send a message. They also didn't care at all about international law. In fact, they didn't seem to even know what it was. Their only goal was to kill as many important humans as possible. At first, humanity thought they had finally gone too far. This was it. They had pushed the Combine over the edge. Even the UNSC leadership seemed to agree. Master Chief, Petty Officer John 117 was summoned to a war room on Earth to discuss the situation. He stood surrounded by the greatest minds in the human military, including his old commanding officer, Captain Jacob Keyes. They had all been brought there for one purpose: to figure out how to stop the Combine. "We have to strike back," said Keyes, pacing the room. "We can't let them think they can get away with this." John shook his head. "You know that won't work. We don't even know where they came from. We can't hit them if we don't know where they are." "Then we hit where they'll feel it the most," said Dr. Catherine Halsey from the corner. "Their home world." Everyone turned to look at her. She was right. The best way to hit the Combine where it hurt would be to invade their home world. If humanity could land a force on whatever planet the Combine called home, then they wouldn't be able to hide anymore. They'd be forced to defend their territory. But that presented a whole new set of problems. Humanity didn't know where the Combine came from. They could have been anywhere in the galaxy. Finding them would be difficult enough, but actually invading their home world would be near impossible. And so the plan was hatched. A plan so audacious and brilliant that it shocked the galaxy. As the human fleet prepared to launch the operation, the Sung-Haley leader, known as the Prophet of Regret, watched with interest from the safety of his ship. Humanity's attack on the Covenant had failed. He knew that much, but he hadn't expected such a quick response. He had thought that maybe humanity would assemble another fleet, try to take the fight to the Covenant, but he hadn't counted on the humans' ingenuity. They were a proud race, the humans, and they were willing to do whatever it took to protect their own. Regret had seen it firsthand. When he had been forced to flee during the Battle of Earth, he had no idea where the humans were planning to strike, but he knew it would be a desperate gamble. He watched as the human fleet jumped into hyperspace, the combined might of 3 space navies disappearing from view. Crick couldn't help but smile. He had never seen anything like it before. The human plan was simple, almost too simple. The UNSC would send a small fleet of ships into a remote region of space just outside the arm of the galaxy. It was a long shot, but if the Combine had come through this area on their way to the Milky Way, then they might still be here. But while the chance of finding the Combine was slim, it wasn't impossible. And if they could find the Combine, then they would have a real chance at winning the war. The humans had also taken something the Combine never expected: prisoners. They had captured a few members of the Combine and were now torturing them for information. The humans had used advanced interrogation techniques to get what they needed, and they had found out that the Combine didn't have a home world. They had come from a different universe, a mirror universe, where everything was the same but different. And in that universe, the Combine had been humanity's greatest enemy. In this universe, though the Combine was still a mystery, an unknown quantity, but with the information they had, the humans now knew where to look. The Combine had come through the portal in this very system, and it was likely still here. All the humans had to do was find it. The search was long and frustrating, but eventually the humans found what they were looking for. There was a faint energy signature in deep space, barely detectable, but it was there. The Combine had left a small outpost in this system, and it was still broadcasting back to their universe. It wasn't much, but it was enough. The humans set up a listening device and waited. Soon enough, the Combine responded. A small fleet emerged from the portal, and with them, the humans knew, was the key to ending the war. John 117 stood on the bridge of the human flagship as the Combine fleet approached. He knew that this moment had been years in the making. Ever since the humans first made contact with the Combine, there had been a sense of inevitability about the coming war. He had hoped that it could be avoided, but he had never been so sure that it would end in victory. The Combine were a formidable foe, but they had underestimated the humans. They had thought that they could bully humanity into submission, that they could break them, but they had never met the human species. They had fought the humans before, and they had learned that the harder you hit them, the harder they fought back. As the battle began, John watched with grim satisfaction as the human ships fought the Combine. He had seen this before, the look of determination on the faces of the humans, the way they fought back when they were down. He had seen it on Earth, when the Covenant invaded, and he had seen it again when the Flood came. The Combine had made a grave mistake. They had underestimated the human will to fight, and they were about to pay the price. The battle was long and hard fought, but in the end, the humans prevailed. The Combine fleet was shattered, and their home world was destroyed. The war was over. Now, some may say that this is where the story ends, that humanity has won and the Combine are no more. But that's not how it happened. You see, after the Combine were defeated, the humans found something in their ships that changed everything. It was a device that could open portals to other universes, and it was just what humanity needed to start exploring the galaxy. The Combine had come from a mirror universe where everything was the same but different. Maybe there were other universes out there where humanity wasn't alone. Maybe there were other universes where humanity had never been invaded by the Covenant or the Flood. With the help of the Combine technology, the humans started exploring the galaxy, and they soon found what they were looking for. They found other humans, other races, and other worlds. The galaxy was a big place, and it was full of wonders. The humans had only begun to explore it, and they knew that there was so much more to see. They had won the war, but their journey was just beginning. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome science videos. Also, check out our new video on how humanity will conquer the galaxy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.